intelligent. In check.
Oh, you're not even trained in it? You don't have a... Okay, never mind then. Don't worry about it. You'd probably have to take a closer look at the blade, not wrapped in a pillowcase and thrown in a box.
Yeah, he's gonna examine it later that day. He's gonna examine it later that day. He just wants to identify, this is dangerous shit.
Okay, so Sam, nothing happens to you when you pick up the box, put it in. You then pick up the book and put it in, and then you pick up the blade.
We're supposed to be packing. Why am I the one who's following the rules? It makes no sense. Shut up.
The blade is very, very tight in its scabbard. Like, it did not wiggle at all when you picked it up.
You will try to take it out of the scabbard.
Okay.
What are you doing?
It doesn't budge like someone has fused it inside of the scabbard.
I will hold the scabbard. You hold the sword.
Oh, you idiots! You're gonna kill yourself.
We'll free the sword.
It's
Maybe
likely
it's a party sword, like one of those things that you just wear to the party. So just like a show thing.
It might be locked with a magic phrase. So until we find out what they are, stop touching the magic items!
Sam was holding on to the scabbard. Mortenzie was pulling. No, it didn't budge. You guys could give me a strength check if you wanted. Who's aiding who in this?
I'll aid.
And then who has the scabbard and who has the hilt?
I've got bigger hands, so I probably have the scabbard.
Okay.
I probably should.
So Sam is using leverage. He's got his foot against Mortenzie's face.
And Mortenzie's just not letting go. Look at that. He's got a 21 on his roll. He's not letting go.
Nah, the thing doesn't budge.
Right. As I was saying, put the unidentified magic items down.
Undwin's going, yeah.
Mortenzie's like gnawing on the black gem on the end. It's not chocolate.
And seeing the size of this estate, I do not see why we do not have the rest of the circus here with us. It would be safer and it would be faster for us to travel in the morning, with more hands on deck and more eyes during the night.
Master Radamer sent us to get it done tonight. So maybe if you would just stop ordering us around and tell us not to touch everything and just let us box things up and put them at the front door, we can be ready to go first thing in the morning. But that's just my opinion.
He looks at Undwin and it's like, do you see the things I deal with, Undwin? Perhaps one day you might deal with the same garbage.
Tomorrow,
until then,
we're gonna have to have a talk.
Until then, be happier, child.
He doesn't know what to say at that. He doesn't want to anger any of you in the room and just sort of toddles out of the room after bobbing his head up and down.
Right. I do want to send that message to Radamer, as I think it would be wise for more people to be here, and we would just leave straight in the morning.
Wouldn't it announce to everyone that we are leaving?
Let them. Let it be announced. How many do you think would challenge us?
4.
What are you nincompoops doing up there? Says the Countess.
Countess.
Sir Baldro goes back downstairs.
Found your husband's secret room.
Oh yes, he spent a lot of time in that study. Too much time, if you ask me.
Yes, we found some items that perhaps you might be able to shed some light on for us.
Are you bringing them downstairs to show her?
Yes, I am. That's why I have this chest with the things in it.
Oh, he kept them.
Yeah.
She glances at Arlen for a moment and looks worried.
These items, it looked like he was protecting
Looks like he killed an elf wizard
others from these things.
It's very astute of you. I believe they called them spell blades? No, my husband did not kill this spell blade. It was his ancestor that did.
I see.
I thought that I convinced him to get rid of them.
Sense
I
motive.
always found them a little spooky, she says.
Sense motive. When she saw them, like, is this what she thinks those other guys are looking for? Or maybe, or 26 on the sense motive.
It's a really good guess.
Maybe if we just leave them here for them, they won't chase us.
I think Radamer would want to read the spell book.
I think we keep.
It's not Radamer's spell book. It's the Countess's.
I think we keep
spellbook.
these items hidden and locked, and we take them with us.
You're not in charge, Arlen. You're not in charge. Cookie lady's in charge.
Arlen
Couch
points at the
lady's in
chair.
charge.
Mortenzie
Wonderful
says,
lady's in charge.
I wouldn't
Zolvinius
mess with the box. I believe my husband put a fake in there.
Be interesting to know what the item is itself.
Oh, it is something called a Shadowstar.
A Shadowstar. Knowledge? What the fuck, Colonel?
Knowledge, what the fuck?
Sure.
Arcana?
Sure,
that-
Arcana.
Oh, fuck, I don't have that. Knowledge, history, or fucking religion, or...
History? Sure.
Hey. Fuck.
Only because you're an elf and you may know something about elves in this region.
19. Any bonuses to this bullshit? She's saying spell
The
blade.
fact that everything is dark, shadowy magic, you're starting to recall a bit of a story where there were some elves that lived in the interior of Avacia, this continent. Now, you're not from here, but your people may have come from another side.
Right.
There are stories of elves that were practitioners of shadow magic.
Shadow magic. Oh, Arlen hates these items. Arlen hates these items already. It's like, oh. No, nobody should own these items.
Well, I do, dear. That's what the Countess says.
Yes, but we should not be giving them to anyone. Your husband was wise in hiding them. These should not be out in the world.
They have caused us nothing but problems.
Adam? Here you go, sir.
I don't
Bring the
know.
power.
Cannot be unseen.
I don't know much about them, but I know that Sir Ambrose fought a very powerful
Dark elf.
shadow wizard, a spell blade.
I know of how to dispose of these items.
Dispose of them? No. They were very important to the Count.
And he kept them hidden. It is your decision, madam. Countess,
What do you think you know about these, dear?
Um,
You are an elf, and it was an elf that wielded them. That blade there, I think, is something called... There was some trick to it.
So what Arlen is
You
thinking
had to be
is,
of the right bloodline to wield it.
What Arlen is thinking is, I know a source of light that might be able to destroy these dark things, or even turn them into light things. I don't know. But getting ahead of ourselves, Countess, these are your items. I do not see these.
Blade of the Hidden Moon? Something like that.
Knowledge history again? With a bonus, I guess? I don't know.
I'll give you an int check for one thing.
Okay.
Or your history check. That's not too bad. History.
Okay, because it's not a Hail Mary anymore. 20!
in the time of the coronals, which are elvish kings, and when elves had their own countries in Avacia, as well as in Stygia, this is before the coming of the Imperium. There were noble families that did pass down their magical blades in the form of moon blades, and moon blades can only be wielded by people of a particular bloodline.
And they are now. She's
saying this is a blade of the hidden moon. You don't know what that means, but the fact that moon and blade were used in the same sentence, you maybe it's a moon blade.
I don't know what a moon blade is. I don't know what a moon blade is.
I just told you that they are magical swords crafted by elves that can only be wielded by people of the same bloodline that they're intended to.
But so just because of the fact that everything around it is dark, including the gems, the design, its company of black book leaking dark ink into the world, that leads Arlen to think that these are evil items.
Yeah, and Arlen the Lightbringer. This seems to be antithesis to the light.
Yes, Countess, would you like for your husband's wishes of keeping these things hidden from the world to continue, or what would you wish?
We should bring these with us. I have the Shadowstar with me already. He grew paranoid in his old age. I think he believed that if anyone ever found those things, that they would assume the thing in the box was the true Shadowstar. It is not. I remember the fiercest of arguments over the amount of money that he spent at the time creating a duplicate.
We will leave that item as is then.
Why would you make a fake one and then stick it in a box in a hidden room with real stuff?
Because the other things weren't important. A blade that can only be wielded by some shadowy elf that died long ago, and then a book full of strange magic. He wasn't a wizard.
No, but others would find it extremely valuable. But these magics...
We know wizards.
This world does not need more darkness.
Yes,
sometimes darkness is good.
I do believe that there is one that may be able to shed some light on this subject, she says. There is a sage, a friend of ours named Tacitus. He lives in Vaddapol. Which is also sort of why I want to
him in a while, I'm guessing.
Oh, he's a good friend, is he? Help you out with a lot of things.
I know that he's still there, but he's stopped. We used to send correspondence to each other. My husband, in his researches, often wrote letters to Tacitus, who responded. He is a very learned man from Princeport.
Of course. Countess, these are your items. She
nods like, yes, dearie, thank you.
As you command, we will pack them, and they will be our highest priority. Besides you, of course, in our trip. Undwin, please continue detecting the items and sort them in strengths of magic.
Yes, Arlen. I think I've gotten everything upstairs.
I will help you down here.
There's the candelabra, the hat, and these potions. I think some of them are perfumes.
He looks at her. He looks at the Countess. Did you want us to find them all? He grabs the perfume he's about to throw in the garbage.
You can keep the perfume if you want.
Oh, Zobinius will smell nice.
I think Radamer would love these on himself. Just surprise him.
You know what? Radamer could probably use
perfumed skeletons, of course. All right. Thank you.
You
may
continue to
retire.
search. You find one more thing in the cellar. There is a bit of a winery down there. It's like it hasn't been restocked in years, but you do find a magical bottle of wine.
Identify? Oh, an endless bottle of wine.
No, it's not actually the magic. It's not actually the
bottle. It's
the
the wine.
bottle that is magical. It is the liquid.
Okay, and knowledge. Fucking identify.
Called spellcraft, dude.
Yeah, no, identify. 31.
There you go.
Okay. Somehow someone has liquefied greater heroism.
Oh my god.
How many? Oh shit! How many drinks is that?
The draught of the fearless.
6. There are 6 charges in this bottle of wine.
Fuck yeah! Arlen, fuck yeah! Gonna save
This lady's bottle of wine, right, Arlen?
Yep.
Girl. Arlen's neutral now, bitches. Good went out the window. One for you, one for me, one for you.
Okay, so Arlen and Undwin, I'm just going to put on a sheet somewhere as you guys are keeping track of the ladies' stuff. We're going to call it. We'll, just to add to the stressing of this doesn't belong to you. We'll put her full name at the top.
Oh,
of
just
that
a
page.
bunch of bottled wine. We just figured we'll take a bunch of bottles with us because it's a long trip.
The aunt of the person who runs the Imperium.
You remember who she is, right?
This is magical. Oh shit! I didn't know.
Extended
I was
family.
so tired.
So,
I was getting blurry-eyed. I couldn't see.
All right. So we've got a 6 doses of greater heroism. I believe that's a 5th level bard spell. So let's. It is a 6th level sorcerer spell, so it has to be caster level 11. Caster level 11. We'll just say potions. And then we've got Undwin has a potion bottle that is acting. We'll call it the perfume of perfection. It is acting like a wand of eagle splendor.
Oh, nice.
Caster level 3 with 25 charges in it.
Okay, Arlen likes that a lot because I want to be a sorcerer at some point.
Sticky fingers for you.
You
He's gonna
find that she
drink the
had
perfume.
a medicine cabinet with 3 potions of cure light wounds, caster level 1, and 1 potion of lesser restoration.
Very cool.
Caster level 3. The potion of lesser restoration was in a green, glowing, lewd bottle. Like how like uranium glass kind of glows a little bit. There's like this sexy woman bottle with the potion of lesser restoration in it.
I'm sorry. So guys, I just remembered something. Adam, what do you need in order to have Sam restore his negative levels?
Restoration.
2 of them. 2 restorations.
Dwarven tablet, scroll of greater restoration with 5,000 gold piece component, caster level 13. That is an Arlen's sheet.
The hat is a hat of disguise. And then the
consumables right above treasure.
Then the candelabra. Cast spark upon the candles upon command.
Ooh, light source.
Scroll would get rid of both negative levels.
Yeah, I think this is a good use of it. Sam, come here for a sec. Wait, actually, question. Can I cast this without having to do a use magic device? Or
No, but you need to make a caster level check because the caster level is very high. You're talking about using the scroll of greater restoration to restore Sam's negative levels?
Yeah.
Yes, there is a roll involved.
And if I don't do well?
I believe that it could fuck up.
Like, does it get destroyed or does nothing happens?
I think it gets used, but we will check. So, what is the scroll? What caster level is the scroll? 13. Jeez. I believe the DC is 14, and you roll a caster level check.
Sam, we're gonna... I don't tell Sam about this, actually. I was like, I could fuck up. I'm not gonna... I'm not good enough for this shit yet.
Yeah, the DC is 1 plus the caster level of the...
Right.
Wisdom check on failure to not make a bad thing happen.
Oh, right. If she fails, it must make a DC 5 wisdom check to avoid a scroll mishap. A natural 1 always fails. If the caster level check fails but no mishap occurs, the scroll is not expended.
What's your wisdom?
My wisdom's actually pretty good. My wisdom's at wisdom's at a 6.
So you're pretty good with scrolls.
And a caster level check of 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think this is worth it.
Okay, so that evening, Sam, where are you doing this?
We'll do it out in the garden. She has a garden somewhere, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's well tended.
Doesn't matter.
Why does this corner of the garden smell like piss?
Oh, I just urinated myself. I just didn't get up.
All right, Mortenzie's on watch, so he's out there in the garden as well.
There's light coming off of his gem again. All right, Sam. I'm taking a risk here and trying to use some magic to make you feel better. I hope it works. There's a small chance it does not, or a small chance that nothing happens. But
do not worry. If the magic fails, I will put you out of your misery.
All right then.
I'm pretty certain everything will be okay.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
You don't have permission to put me out of my misery.
So yeah, I'm going to try to use it.
Okay, give me a caster level check, DC 14. Nice.
Fuck you.
A very powerful healing spell channels through your hand. You know the source of the power comes from the scroll that someone placed inside of it long ago. The scroll begins to burn up with this sparkling light as the diamond dust that was put into the scroll also burns up. Greater Restoration dispels all permanent and temporary negative levels that are afflicting the creature. Sam, you feel much, much better as your spirit is destroyed. Or, sorry, restored, not destroyed.
Oh, I thought big things just sucked. Oh!
If you had any drain on ability scores, that sort of thing, you it was later in the day, so you were feeling a little bit tired. No, you're not tired anymore, and removes all forms of insanity, confusion, and similar mental effects. So if you were feeling kind of down because of your going into the afterlife, not seeing your god, there's no. You're allowed to feel that way, but there's no brain damage.
You just got adrenaline. You got cocaine and adrenaline at the same time.
You feel invigorated as a 7th level spell gets channeled through you, washing away, restoring your spirit. And please remove the scroll.
That's pretty good.
Please remove the scroll from your.
I just copied and pasted it. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. And done.
All right.
I think that was a good use right there. There you go. Feeling better, big boy?
Yeah.
Okay, morning comes.
Approved. Cast light on you.
You found all of the old lady's items, plus she's got some sundries and things that have been packed up before you arrived. She hasn't told you where this Shadowstar is, but
Arlen
you guys
didn't ask.
Yeah. The rest of your caravan is approaching that morning.
Yep.
Valen is walking with them. Kind of, he's leading the caravan to the house, like you guys didn't know where she was.
So question. So not
yep.
question. Comment. That night we are hiding that magic stuff within like the luggage, like hiding it. Knowledge engineering. Can we hide it? Like put like a wooden panel and make it look like a fake bottom, things like that.
You don't have time to do any carpentry before morning.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to have to duck out pretty quick here, but I'd like to see what Widget learned about this. Oh
yeah, Valen.
Chucklehead.
Yeah, okay. Give me a diplomacy check because you're asking around.
Good job.
What are you asking? What are you trying to learn?
Is this guy an asshole?
Who is this man? Is he actually dangerous? Is he competent? Is he associated with any particular gang or
guild or
group of no-good-nicks that we should be concerned with?
Got it.
Yeah.
How many of the people that he guided survived the trip?
Have you heard of the Donner Party?
19?
19.
You get that he's kind of a pompous, noble warrior. You learn that he spends a lot of time wandering the roads of Vyedd and Vayd. He's good with his sword, and you learn that he might know arcane magic.
Fuck. Oh, somebody who knows arcane magic and uses weapons like swords. Oh, that's weird.
He doesn't. He's the type that doesn't settle down, and he's constantly in taverns. He lives a carefree existence that some people don't really like.
He's on Arlen's list.
The roads are dangerous, and he's maybe a dangerous man. 19. He might be a bit reckless.
Well, we know that much.
Yeah, Arlen will fuck you up.
Okay, there was no like red flags of like, oh, this particular guild.
No, he doesn't belong. He doesn't belong to any organizations. He's not liked. Like you don't find anyone who says good things about him.
That's good to know. So when Ugg sticks his head up his own butt, then we don't have to feel bad that somebody's going to show up and go, "Hey, stop doing that."
All right, so I'm going to move the new folks over to the Road of Sorrows map.
I have a really early day tomorrow, so
yep.
I need to step out, but keep at her. I'll be lurking in the chat for at least another 20 minutes before I hit the sack.
Okay. Cool, dude.
Peace.
Peace out, man. Take care.
All right, so Valen is leading the group. You can see your caravan pulling up, the massive skeleton belay pulling the death cart, with Bones and Weezer kind of tied to the back of it, just trotting along. The caravan stops in front of their home. Samuel begins to load things up, I guess, into the carts. And feel free. I've moved to Road of Sorrow map. Show me how you're going to configure your caravan with the newcomers.
Two things, Marty. I'm casting Remove Disease on the Countess and on her servant.
Okay. How do you approach that?
It's like, Madam, Countess, if you
Yes, Arlen, she says. She's very polite to Arlen. Like, she stops and listens to whatever Arlen says. Perhaps she has a respect for elves.
I hope you had a pleasant evening. We are ready to travel very shortly. I just wish to ask if you would prefer to have some of my magics to ease the travel. This only helps with the limbering of the limbering of your limbs, and
If it will help and make me more comfortable, I will accept your spells.
there's going to be an endure elements on her,
Okay.
and a remove disease on both of her and her servant.
Okay, roll a caster level check for the remove disease. This is the DC of the disease that you're curing.
Okay, other than my level, do I add anything else to this?
Nope.
Oh, motherfucker. God, why do I have to do it? Sorry, hold on.
So on her first.
24.
Wow, okay. A bit of color returns to her and she feels fine immediately. Oh my, you must try some of this magic. Sir Paldro is interested now.
Right? Oh, God damn it. 14.
Okay, he thank you. My joints don't ache as much. He appreciates it, and they both thank you. Now, where shall I be riding?
In the only good cart we have.
The only good cart we have. We'll set it up for her to be comfortable, and ask her manservant if he would like to ride shotgun, or is it better for him to be in with her?
He's probably in with her.
Yep, he's fine with being in the cart with her.
Perfect.
And what are we going to do with you? Are we going to lash a rope to your wheeled chair and pull you along? Says Valen.
Keep up! Gas flying flies. No. No. That would probably slow you down. Don't worry. This isn't the first time I've been on the road. Thank you for your concern, though.
No problem.
Dick. Mark, are you arranging them?
Am I what?
Are you arranging the?
Yes, I don't know where you want to sit though.
Sorry, because I was just doing the rest of my. Okay.
They finally let Mortenzie ride outside of the prisoner wagon.
Okay, so who here has range spells? We've got Mortenzie and.
I give it an hour before Barrack Tarn throws him back in.
Okay, so.
Funny.
Oh.
So why don't we put Arlen somewhere in the middle to do healing or channels if we need, and then in the middle we've got Sam and Ugg. Let's put someone range there. Let's put Roger there, and we'll put Arlen with Edward, and put oh shit, we're running out of places.
So Arlen's riding on the bench and his wheelchair is in the back. Is that it?
His wheelchair no, it wouldn't be. It would be like on the top of the cart or something, or.
Yeah, it could just be wheeled in the cart, pushed off to the side.
Yeah, he wants to get this. This is a good opportunity to get to know someone who's really fucking powerful. If I can sit and talk with her for a whole trip, I will. We'll have Roger sit with one of these guys, and we'll put Ugg or Samuel in the back, like that. And then these guys will switch out. And you know what? We shouldn't have Baraktam there. Should probably have actually Widget. These guys will get along good.
No, they really don't. Actually, I don't think Widget likes him at all.
Alright, well, direct arm is the worst.
Mortenzie likes Widget. I'm not sure it's reciprocal, though.
Well, I don't think it is. On the
Alright,
other hand,
let's-
it could be considered. This is your hazing period where you have to sit with the crazy guy till the new guy
these,
comes along.
I'm just saying, these two will get along. These guys will get along. These guys will get along. We should get along. There shouldn't be any issues here. This looks good. And we've got some ranged melee, 2 melees, crazy stuff, and crazy shit in the front.
Try to keep up, says Valen.
Actually, before we start, Arlen just wants to chat with Radamer, and Radamer.
Yep. As people are loading up, you can wheel yourself off to the side and
Yeah.
have a chat with Radamer.
Radamer, if you would.
Yes, Arlen.
There's something you need to be aware of. We are bringing with us so the late Count was quite the adventurer, and he had some fairly expensive, powerful magic items that we're bringing with us. And the Countess has been having many people trying to rob her, do extortion, bully her. And to be honest with you, I don't trust that prick in the front. If anything, keep your eye on him. If at any point in the trip you feel like we're going up on a spot where an ambush is likely, if he seems jittery, let us somehow know. I think he might be. There's a good chance that he would try something. There's a very good chance he would try something.
Noted. Where are we keeping the expensive goods?
The big ugly chest, the one that's above the cot where I'm sitting. The more expensive looking chests are inside. This is sitting with the ugly chests.
Okay. I'm actually gonna create a token, given that you guys said that this is the most important thing aside from her life. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find a box.
No,
token.
this is the most important. Help me! Let go of the blade, bitch.
Oh, wow. Oh, Ahmed.
That's cold, man. What the hell?
That's super cool.
That's cold. So is my heart in the blade. Good times. What else?
Here, I'll just call it treasure. So,
Yeah.
put this box where you guys are. It's probably not that.
Actually, you know what? You know where it should be? Right underneath Ugg. It's like, I'm here to take the treasure. I'm here to take your neck.
Okay, you stashed it in where you keep more of your sundry goods and food and that sort of thing.
Yeah. We'll leave it there, not like friggin' sitting up in the open bullshit.
Okay, a lot of our other trunks are dominating this noble covered wagon. You have just enough space,
Right.
For her.
Right.
Anything interesting, says Radamer.
Yes. A dark moonblade, I believe is what she called it.
An elvish thing.
Yes. And a spellbook. With black dragon scales.
Interesting. Perhaps, which one of you was she fondest of?
Me.
Perhaps then you should ride with her,
That's the plan.
and to keep up the good rapport.
Exactly what I was thinking.
When I spoke to her when you were competing, she was quite dismissive of my practice in the black arts.
Oh, she does not approve of the items, but she does not want... She's hard. She doesn't want to destroy them as I offered them. I offered that to her.
Why
But
would
she-
you want to destroy magic? That seems to push Radamer's button.
Her husband wanted to keep them hidden. I asked her if she wanted to keep with her husband's wishes. She didn't really give me a. She's taking him with her, and she doesn't really know.
Why would you want to destroy the magic?
That's
You-
her husband. That's what her husband wanted. He tried to hide them. He did, but he didn't destroy them.
You keep
Probably
on mentioning
couldn't.
destroying magic. That is not normally the thing that you do when you find magic. Why do you want to destroy them?
He was hiding them because they seemed dangerous, possibly cursed. I could not identify them. I couldn't even see the magic off them.
Okay, that seems to
You
puzzle
just
Radamer.
earned some distrust from the boss.
Sorry, what?
How much magic has this idiot destroyed without telling me?
Yeah, he's a practitioner of the god of magic and death. It's like, why are you breaking magic?
Yeah.
Perhaps I will have a look at it at some time in the future along our journey.
If you know what to make of it. Let me
I
know.
have not looked at it yet.
Yeah, when you do, I'd be interested. There's a third item as well. And I can't remember what it was called.
She called it the Shadowstar. You have not seen it.
Shadowstar. There's something else that I have not seen. She said it was called the Shadowstar. Do you know what that is?
No. Not without seeing it.
Right. There were 4 visitors that came to her about a month before we arrived. And they...
Yes, I understand that she has had problems with thugs.
These are the only ones that scared her.
She's an old woman. She has right to be scared of many things.
No, you haven't talked to her much. She's fierce. These ones, keep an eye out for. Oh fuck. A barbarian, there's 4. A barbarian, a male wizard, a male barbarian, a male wizard, a female doc cleric, and a fighter. I can't remember his name.
Droxon.
Droxon?
Okay,
Something
Radamer
like
nods. It is why I let my gladiators wander around armed, but we will keep an eye out for bandits.
Arlen is not trying to be a dick or anything. He's trying to be, like, he's trying to give him
Yeah,
the good
he's
information.
standing and listening to you. He's just he will keep an eye out for four people that fit your
Okay.
description. He's still you still rubbed him the wrong way when you kept on saying destroy magic.
Destroy. Or hide. Hide in a burning lake of light.
All right, so Ugg helps you back up onto your seat and sticks your wheeled chair away, and then goes and finds his seat. You begin to travel through the western portion of the Duchy of Vyedd, and you're pretty sure that along the way you're going to somehow or at some point you're going to be technically in the Duchy of Vayd. It becomes a little bit less forested, more rolling hills surrounded by forest. It's a many-day journey. Valen of the Vastwood basically says, "It is at this point that I suggest that we take some of the back roads."
Marty, Ugg is very well. Actually, most of the. So Ugg, Roger, Beric Tarn, Widget, Sam, and Edward all know that this treasure box is not to be touched at all.
Okay, so you've instructed your fellows not to touch it.
It's gonna be like three. I'm gonna put three or four boxes. Say like, don't touch any of these. I only care about one of them, but I'm telling all of them, don't touch any of these.
If it pleases you, Master Radamer and Countess, we will take the back roads. This will allow us to avoid some of the more aggressive warriors that are wandering around this place. I hear there's quite a problem with robber barons.
Sense motive.
Sure.
22.
I'll just go with that.
He's worried about robber barons. Okay, so...
I know you're up to something.
Just because you don't like him doesn't mean he's
21.
not doing his job.
He's
He's high level for fucking 17. Goddammit.
he's slimy. You've never quite got a good read on him, even while in camp. He's not especially worried about robber barons.
Countess, just through the window or whatever.
Yep.
Countess, is your guidance that we will take. I did mention to her that I don't trust this guy, right?
No? Well,
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
you may have. You may have, and yeah, you did initially, and she said, "Well, my husband hired him before."
Yeah. Countess.
Yes, Arlen, she says, and she scoots over a little bit to have a conversation with you.
I hope you're having a pleasant trip, and still feeling well.
Whatever you did with that spell days ago, I'm feeling wonderful, and I've never quite shit like that since, well, for a very long time.
Yeah. I find that the brown bread also does that to me. Also oils. But on a more serious note, I would suggest we actually stick to the larger roads. Call it an elven hunch. Something's not right about taking the back roads.
The back roads might be a bit more dangerous, but what does Radamer think?
Master Radamer,
Yes.
your consult,
Arlen.
please. Arlen will...
Okay, you notice that when you go over and talk to Radamer, that Valen is close by.
Just whisper. Fuck it, just whisper straight to him like,
Okay.
do you trust this fucker? Do you want to go through the back roads or do you want to go... What do you feel? Do you want to go through the back roads or do you want to go through the rain areas? What do you want to do?
I don't know what either means. Back roads may be harder for us to travel. However, we will get more attention with that. And he points to the skeletal boulet monster that's been pulling the front of your caravan. I'm sure it will scare any bandits away.
It's not bandits I worry about. It's 4 adventurers.
Are we afraid of 4 adventurers?
Did you see his bluff check? As you wish, but my suggestion is not to go through there.
What is all this plotting and scheming about? He rides his horse over and hops off with ease. Are you debating on whether or not to take the main roads or the back roads? The back roads are twisty, but I know the ways.
Yes, with the length of our caravan, it might be more of a challenge, and it might slow us down quite a bit. And on the main roads, we'd have more traffic.
Yes, but traffic is what we're trying to avoid.
We've done fine so far.
You realize that they're going to try to tax us. A bunch of men claiming to be part of some noble house or whatnot is going to come and try to relieve us of goods, calling it a tax. The borderland between Vyedd and Vayd has been, well, quite lawless since the Duke has gone to war in the north.
No, we understand. We just have to let these we'd have to let our diplomats, Ugg and Sam, deal with these situations as they come up.
Very well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Of course. Is that the DM saying I warned you? Oh, God damn it, Chewbacca.
Okay, you think he's keeping you on the main roads?
Yeah. Kind of. As we move by each other, I let the others know that, like, keep your heads up.
Okay. Do any of you have geography? Knowledge geography?
Let me check.
No.
He gave up really easily.
Dick.
A couple of days later, you do find the predicament that he did mention. There's about a camp of about a dozen or so rough-looking men along the side of the road. They were putting themselves in position to ambush you, but once they saw the belay and the death cart, they decided to kind of withdraw a little bit, and they didn't attack your
Edward
caravan.
has a knowledge geography.
Okay.
$16.
He seems to, at least for the next couple of days, bring you through on main roads. There are, however, a lot of like twisting paths and forks in the road, and I need a one more check from Edward.
Okay. 21.
Nice. He does seem, it's about after a couple of hours of travel one day, he does seem to have led your caravan off of the main highway and through a forest road. Edward does manage to tell Arlen, I don't think that the Imperial Highway has a canopy.
Yeah. Master Valen, have we strayed from the main roads?
You notice that he's ridden a little bit ahead.
All right, stop.
These roads are pretty narrow at this point, and moving your big caravan, or like turning it around, would be difficult. You probably need to find a switchback.
All right, everyone stop.
Okay.
Stop the caravan.
Calling a stop. Stop.
Yep.
He wheels his horse around and comes riding back. Why have we stopped?
Arlen looks concerned.
We're but 5 minutes away from a roadside tavern. It is an inn. The light in the sky grows dim. I thought it might be a good change of pace. We've been on the road for 10 days.
Undwin?
Yes, Master Arlen. He comes hopping up.
Can you summon a bird?
Yeah?
Can you use the bird to verify if there is?
I can't communicate with them. It's just a dumb bird.
I see.
Unless someone can speak with animals. That would be
I
neat.
can talk to badgers.
Really?
Yes.
Mortenzie, now that everything's stopped, like, Roger's gone out for a pee. Mortenzie has wandered up talking to badgers.
No, pears. Pears, goddammit, pears.
At some point during the journey, we'll say after this, Mortenzie will try to get Valen. In his own way.
What's the hold-up?
How far is it?
It's 5 minutes down the road. Again, I like the roadside taverns. They have good mead there. Dwarves
Arlen-
always make the best mead.
Edward, do you have a way of making me or yourself invisible?
Edward.
Sorry, I asked because
I got a 27 on my sense motive.
He's a little insistent about this inn.
yeah.
Overly so?
Let's see. You guys are already suspicious of him, so I'm going to give him a -4. He rolls a 30 with the -4.
Mother. He seems sincere.
Arlen smells trap. You can be the nicest guy in the world. I'm still not going. I don't care if there's a whorehouse. Edward, does he have invisibility?
That's what I'm looking. He
Featherfall,
can see.
mirror.
Unfortunately, I can see invisibility, but I do not have that spell. I believe that the gnome is an illusionist. He might be able to turn someone invisible.
Yes, perhaps. He's looking. What's his name again? Will?
Widget.
Widget.
Wilbur.
Widget.
The Dusty Bow Roadside Inn. Kata is her name, I believe.
Widget, would you be able to make someone invisible?
Yeah, sure. Who do you want?
Which one of you is the stealthiest and has the best perception?
No offense, it might not be you, Arlen. Invisible and flying. You might be able to get there before the fly spell wears off.
5
What are
minutes.
you all worried about, says the Countess. She could hear you guys talking. Well, Valen, you can hear us
Okay.
talking very loud to Radamer.
I'm worried that something's wrong. I have trust issues when carrying important personnel, important cargo, and I'm surrounded with no way out. You're in good hands.
You're pretty fucking sneaky, says Roger says to Mortenzie.
Yes, I am sometimes.
I don't need to know. I don't need to know if there's an inn. I just need to know if there's an ambush.
Mortenzie can go look.
Don't make a noise. Don't attack anyone. Fly will last 4 minutes? 5 minutes?
It'll last
5
your
minutes.
caster level in
Level.
minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes on the road with a caravan is nothing to a fly spell for 5 minutes. Cast your invisibility. Boop, boop. And if you can also put see invisibility on him.
And that is not how that spell works, unfortunately. It is a personal
right.
spell only.
Right. I've been doing this for almost 20 years and still.
Okay, Mortenzie will go look. Ooh, Mortenzie's
okay.
a bird now.
Widget's going to cast Bull Strength on Mortenzie, and Invisibility on Mortenzie.
I'm putting Fly on Mortenzie.
Okay.
So I can tell you what else I'm putting on you.
Okay, I guess I'll take that.
Edward will
Because I'm
put
getting-
Cat's Grace on Mortenzie.
You're getting Bear's Endurance.
So you know what to do, right? Says Ugg.
Yes, go look.
Right.
No, do not attack. Do not make a noise. Just see what you can see and come back.
He knows what to do, says Roger.
All right.
Roger doesn't care if Mortenzie attacks or not.
Roger's awful. Okay, Mortenzie. Woo!
All right. So just finish your movement, and I will unlock something